At first glance, it looks like a simple male figure raising his arms toward the sky. But the more you stare at this strange composition by Herbert Crowley, the more you realize you are witnessing something far darker, far more complex. This isn't just a drawing, it's a window into the mind of one of the most enigmatic and forgotten artists of the early 20th century. A man who exhibited alongside Picasso and Van Gogh, who was compared to William Blake and then vanished from art history. Rye, painted around 1911, from the very first moment commands attention, demanding reflection, fascination, and unease in equal measure. And yet one question lingers. What was Crowley trying to convey? Herbert Edmund Crowley was born in London in 1873, during a time when the world teetered between Victorian tradition and the artistic revolutions that would define a new century. Trained as a musician in Paris, he arrived in New York in 1910 and created The Wiggle Match, a symbolist comic strip that ran alongside Winsor McCay's Little Nemo in the New York Herald. But Crowley was not merely a comic artist. He was a visionary navigating between worlds. In New York, he joined a community of experimental painters, mystics, theosophists, and pioneers of psychoanalysis. Here, amid spiritual and artistic ferment, Crowley developed the precise obsessive vision that would culminate in Rye. This was a city alive with inquiry, symbolism, and fascination with the unseen, and it shaped the hypnotic and unsettling qualities of his work. Crowley's life was a journey of mystery. Though unrelated to the mystic Aleister Crowley, he moved in similar avant-garde circles, exploring dualities, light and darkness, order and chaos, the divine and the earthly. After his years in New York, he travelled extensively through the Middle East, frequently visited Egypt and Tibet, and ultimately settled in Switzerland, where he died unexpectedly in 1937. For decades, much of his work was lost or destroyed by Crowley himself. Surviving pieces like Rye are precious glimpses into his inner world. Carl Jung, the famous Swiss psychologist, noted that Crowley's drawings contained symbols linked to the sympathetic nervous system and to the multiple luminosities of the collective unconscious, a warning of the astonishing depths Crowley dared to explore, perilous when consciousness is unprepared. Now let's take a closer look at the painting. The work is a maelstrom of form and movement. At the centre stands a nude figure, poised on what appears to be a rock, his posture echoing both crucifixion and triumph. His arms reach toward a radiating structure above, a complex arrangement of rays and circles that might represent the sun, a divine crown, or something far more mysterious. Yet he is not alone. Around him swirls a sea of serpentine shapes, worms, snakes, or perhaps tormented souls, twisting in feverish hypnotic patterns. Every inch of the paper vibrates with obsessive precision, creating textures that are simultaneously repulsive and mesmerizing. Light descends from above, illuminating the figure, while shadows writhe around him, establishing a hierarchy between the celestial and the primordial. Crowley's technique recalls the meticulous engravings of the medieval period, while anticipating the hallucinatory visions of decades to come. Here duality reigns, transcendence and chaos, elevation and torment, order and primordial unrest. The work speaks across time, resonating with modern viewers as a meditation on the tension between the individual and the chaotic forces surrounding them. After fading from the public art world, Crowley's works remained hidden in archives and private collections. It wasn't until 2018 that Justin Duer's The Temple of Silence rescued Crowley's vision from obscurity. Pieces like Rye became rare glimpses into the mind of an artist who chose mystery over fame, symbolism over clarity. Rye is more than a drawing, it's a mirror, reflecting not only the psyche of its creator, but also the unease of those who gaze upon it. Even decades later, Art Spiegelman, the American cartoonist best known for his Pulitzer-winning graphic novel Mouse, described Crowley as one of the great roads not taken in cartooning and illustration. More than a century later, Crowley's vision remains as enigmatic, disturbing, and powerful. A reminder that the most compelling art is often the one that leaves us with more questions than answers. So, what do you think makes this work so haunting? And when you look at it, what feeling stays with you? If this vision moved you, take a moment to reflect and share what you see in it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, keep looking deeper.